Welcome back to the Colin Thompson Show, everybody. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Football is back. Yes, I know. Very exciting times. Exciting times for me and Jack because we're the only two in here wearing a hat today. Jay, what happened to your hat, bud?
I have a nice new haircut. I didn't want to put a hat on it.
You do have a great head of hair, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Looks good. Looks good. Jack, tell us about your new hat you're wearing, buddy. I know you're excited about it.
Yeah, I stopped by the Eagles game this past Friday against the New York Jets, first game of the
Shocker.
season.
Jack's got to bring up the Eagles.
The Birds, man. But yeah, I mean, so this past offseason, the Eagles unveiled a new word mark, and they only have these hats in the pro shop at the link. So I had to go down and get one because listen, I love the new logo. Honestly, I think it was time for a revamp of the word mark. I know everybody likes the old one, but I think it was time for a change. And I'm a big fan of this. So I grabbed this. They had this, and then they had just the E in white and black. And I like the white because it made the logo pop. So I had to stand by my continued long list of controversial takes and one of my favorite logos in football right now, the new Eagles word mark.
The first controversial take was what you got in your Chipotle order, which was a chicken in a tortilla. That's it. And that was called a burrito. And it cost me, because I paid for lunch that day, 2 or 3. You could have just got tacos with just chicken and it would have been cheaper. And again, I'm not for long media. We're okay. I'm going to spend the money for you, Jack. But the end of the day is that was your first controversial take. And then the next controversial take is you put mild wings and hot wings on the same top 5. Not that mild was the number one wing. That's fine, Jack. But they're in the same category. And is one really that much hotter than the other? And now you're saying that the hat you're wearing is a great hat compared to the other hat, the other Eagle hat. And I love the Eagles brands over the years. The Kelly Green, again, I'm from Philly. I got to see them, watch them, support them. I got no comment on what's going on now, but I love the old stuff. I'll say that. No, it's good. It looks good. I think listen, I'm for change and rebranding 100%. I will be. I'm going to keep an open mind with it. It's good. Change is good. It forces, a new creative thoughts. It's going to create more throwbacks. It's going to make, local apparel stores more money because people got to buy different stuff. Pro shops, like you're saying. So I'm for it, Jack. How was the game though? Jets, Birds. How was it?
That was phenomenal. We had great seats. I've only been to the link once before, and there's not a bad seat in the link to begin with, but we're mezzanine level, right behind the end zone. You can see everything. Looks like you're watching all 22 on film. It's beautiful. You got a perfect angle of it all. It's offensive line. You get to see exactly what you would see on coach's film. It was perfect. It was great. Everybody's electric. I mean, that place when Jalen Hurts got the late hit, it sounded like it was like week 10, Sunday Night Football. That's how electric it was. I mean, the place was rocking and roaring.
For sure, one of the best fan bases in the NFL. It's not debatable. It's fact. I experienced it last year, even down here in Carolina. Almost half the stadium was full of Eagles fans. So, yeah, not a fan of the Birds. I'm a supporter from a distance. As someone from the Philadelphia area, I'm a Panthers fan, as we all know. Make that crystal clear out here. I'll tell you this. I'm a fan of what happened today. My Tottenham Hotspurs draw in the 96th minute. Harry Kane header against Chelsea. We had fights between players. We had fights between coaches. Almost turned to fisticuffs between coaches. So I was jacked to see the Spurs come out with points at Chelsea. So really excited for that. I had the Tottenham shirt on earlier, but I couldn't wear the jersey and the hat again. It would look like we do the same episode every week wearing the same different thing. So I had to pop on the Not For Long Media Columbia shirt. We had Not For Long Media hats. We have Breaking Bats hats. Check out our apparel, notforlongmedia.com. Support our sponsors, guys. They're all over notforlongmedia.com, including our friends at Fudge Kitchen, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. Fudgekitchens.com. The best fudge, the sweetest fudge, the best saltwater taffy. There's no better feeling than sending somebody when they're not expecting it to. Like, send it to a buddy's address. I did that last week. Some saltwater taffy. They had no idea. Send it to them. Awesome. Somebody's birthday, send them a box of fudge. Thanking somebody for doing something special for you. Don't spend $60 on flowers that are just going to die in a week if they make it in one piece. Send them a box of fudge. It's a gift that keeps on giving. You can share with everybody. So fudgekitchens.com. Check them out. You can get it anywhere at the Jersey Shore, from Ocean City, New Jersey, 2 locations there now. They just added another one all the way down to Cape May, where they have 2 locations, and in between in Stone Harbor. So check them out, fudgekitchen.com. Check out our friend Som Sleep, guys. I've said it before. Som Sleep has changed my life, point blank period. I take it every night. I have a bottle here somewhere, back there in the kitchen there, a hotel living here during training camp. I take it every night. Som Sleep, promo code Colin. Get Som Sleep, promo code Colin. Get you 10% off your purchase. Guys, like I said, it's revolutionized my career. Sleep's the number one thing for recovery. Sleep's the number one thing for really anything you're trying to do athletically, but also in just a life where you don't have to go out and run into people and wear a helmet and shoulder pads and lift and run and do all the things that we do as pro athletes and football players. It just winds you down when you just get a little antsy before bed, or you get that second win before bed, or you want to get a nap. And if you get a nap, you can't go to bed as early as you want to. Som Sleep is the ticket. It's all natural products. The magnesium in it really calms you down. So check them out. Get Som Sleep, promo code Colin. All right, guys. Justin covered a game this weekend. Where were you at, Justin, and how was it?
I went to the Commanders and Panthers game over at FedEx in DC. It was fantastic. I ran into our old friend Kevin Clark from The Ringer. I talked to him for like half an hour. So shout out Kevin Clark.
Alumni.
Yes. Not for Long Media Podcast alumni. It was great. So watch it from the press box. Never been to the press box at FedEx. Pretty good. Not gonna lie. I was expecting. I didn't know what to expect at the FedEx Field press box. Pretty good. So I would definitely like to go back and watch another game there. And then after the game, got to see the Coach Rule presser. I got a question into Baker Mayfield about the tight ends, which we'll have a clip coming soon. Stuck around for Sam Darnold. Went to the locker room after. It was very weird. The locker room's open for reporters again, and I was telling Jack about this before we started, but like the NFL locker room and then just having media people mixed in there is a very odd scene. Colin, have you been a part of a locker room with COVID and everything where you just got like, dudes getting out of the shower and then people in polos holding microphones?
I have. So I've told a story on it here before, and I'll tell it again. I was in Chicago. I was in practice. I was with the Giants during training camp, and there was no media in the locker room during training camp at the time. There was not a preseason game or anything. And I don't think New York, they let media in the locker room. I don't know. It gets a little crazy. I forget what it was back then. But I'm with the Bears week 8 or 9 of the regular season. I go on the practice squad there, and I'm getting changed. It's a Wednesday, and I'm walking to the shower, and I look to my right, and there's like 50 people walking through the door, men and women. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And you're just like naked in front of like 2 lockers down. They're all interviewing people, men and women. And listen, I'm for, everyone having the opportunity to interview players, but it is a men's locker room and there was ladies in there. And that really threw me off. It really did. It was very, almost, I thought, uncomfortable and unique. Like your first time, you don't know what to expect. So yeah, unique perspective. I'm sure it was red-faced.
No, thankfully I didn't get in there. So like what happened is that like somebody stuck their head into the press room where like Coach Rule was talking. They're like, hey, the locker room's open. But I didn't go in immediately. I kind of waited like 10 minutes to see like all the quarterbacks come through. So I think I caught the locker room at like the tail end. So thankfully I think almost everybody was clothed. But like that just would have been an odd scene if you're walking through trying to figure out who you're going to talk to. And then you just see like towels and just like, all right. But I got to interview Tommy Tremble for a couple minutes. So we have some clips coming from that.
How was the crazy man?
He was very complimentary of you. I asked about the tight end room, and he said that he wouldn't be where he is today without you. So a little precursor to one of the clips we have coming out on.
He must have knows you're a not for long media guy.
I did say I work for you, so that I was like, hey, I work for Colin. Can I talk to you?
We work with each other. We work together.
Yeah. So, and plus I had talked to him last summer, so that helped. But yeah, it was a great time. We have a lot of clips coming out from that.
That's great. We have a lot to talk about today. You guys went to preseason games. We got bar of the week. We got top 5 Gatorade colors talking about it today. Yes, we have succumbed. We are ranking things on our show now, and it's been fun. And the banter's been great. But I'll encourage this: the people that are watching and listening, don't text me about my stuff. Don't text Jack about what you don't like, or Justin. Justin does his stuff at Breaking Bats. Check it out, as well as all of our other podcasts, including Bourbon with Friends and Not for Long Media. A few other are coming, but Breaking Bats, Justin and Brian O'Grady kill it on there, talking all things baseball. A lot going on in baseball here. I might actually send it over to JA in a little bit about the latest steroid situation in baseball and have to tee you up because we didn't talk about this pre-deal. But don't text me, folks, or call me and say your wing orders suck. Okay? Comment on the social media. Help us out a little bit. And I'll defend my wing order as this. Everyone's like, teriyaki? If you go to the Seaview in Cape May, New Jersey, those teriyaki wings are unbelievable. Okay? I talked about the wings from the Chop Tank. Everything was predetermined. It wasn't like if I'm at home and I'm making flavored wings, what am I going to make my wings? It was if I'm out I'm getting wings. Here's what I'm ordering. And they're all from certain places. So I don't want to hear it. I do want to hear it, but say it on social media. And Jack's the one who gets ripped for his takes here, not me. Let's make that crystal clear. Okay, guys. Hey, listen, check out our friends at Wealth Advisory Services. If you don't know them, you should. First-class approach to managing your wealth. Over 100 years of experience in their office, located in Doylestown, Bucks County, Cape New Jersey. So they have those bases covered. Meet Paul, meet Dave for lunch. That's how it kind of started for me. And I've been working with them ever since. My family works with them, and it's been an absolute blessing, turn advisor into really best friend and great friend and huge supporter of what we do here at the podcast, what I do in my career. And I've learned a ton when it comes to market. I've learned a ton about retirement, which, I'm planning for now. I learned a ton about buying a new house and then buying another house and then selling a house and renting a house and trying to find the way and navigate through the world with before I was in the NFL and trying to make it with a smaller sum of money and then the next kind of sum of money and how I'm navigating the world in this way and what's next and where to put it and what boxes to check, what buckets to put things into. So wealthadvisoryservices.com, Wealth Advisory Services, Paul and Dave and their team, check them out. Thank you to all our sponsors. Again, Fudge Kitchen, Som Sleep, promo code Colin, SeatGeek, promo code Colin Thompson, going to a game, $20 off an order over $50. Check them out, guys. SeatGeek. A lot of games going on in this world today. Football's back. Baseball's in full swing. Before you know it, basketball and hockey will be back in October. So it's midway through August. We're getting close, kids. Check us out. Check them out. Promo code Colin Thompson. Som, SeatGeek, Fudge Kitchen, and Wealth Advisory Services. So highlight of the game for you. First off, Justin, let's talk about the steroid situation going on with baseball with Tatis Jr. What happened there?
So Padres star Fernando Tatis Jr. has not played a game this year already because he was recovering from a wrist injury sustained during an off-season motorcycle accident. So a little daredevil action. And so the Padres have just kind of been, waiting for his return because they already traded for Soto. They already have Manny Machado. So this team has been dying for their superstar shortstop to come back. And then he got popped for an 80-game steroid suspension for a drug. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this. Clostebol. I have no idea. It's an anabolic steroid, and it's been banned since 2003. D. Gordon got suspended for that a couple years ago, so that's how I remembered it. But Tatis issued a statement that was like he took that to treat ringworm, and I'm not sure if him or his agent or whoever put the statement out realized that that's not the name for the ringworm drug. That's clobastasol. I'm so bad at that.
Great job.
But it's sound it out, Justin. It's completely different. So he lied. He said that he had ringworm and he took steroids to treat ringworm and and just the Padres and everybody's just so like, they're all really upset at him, obviously, because they were waiting for him to come back and he was so close because he's been playing down in the minors. But yeah, it sucks for Brian and all the Padres fans out there. It's going to be tough. They're really counting on him to help put him over the edge and maybe make a deep playoff run. But without him, who knows? So that was
all in on the Soto trade too.
Yeah, he's only there for a little bit, a couple years, so they really needed Tatis back. But yeah, it was big time for Googling what Clostebol is over the weekend. It's pretty much all I did.
It's great work.
Thank you.
So Jack covers Eagles and Jets. Justin goes to Washington, Carolina. We hit a little bit on a little MLB by surprise, but I think it's time. Is it time to? Well, you know what, Jack? Can you read that Twitter post that I sent you about the Tewaaraton winner scoring a touchdown? I think that was really cool, and a really cool moment for both the lacrosse world and the NFL world. They've had some players like a Chris Hogan that has crossed over that played Penn State lacrosse, and then he transferred to Monmouth and played 1 year at Monmouth, and then all of a sudden he wins a bunch of Super Bowl with the Patriots. He played for Carolina. I think he played for Miami as well. Can you touch on the player from Atlanta?
Yeah, so his name is Jared Bernhardt, and 2 years ago, like you said, he won the T. Wharton Award Trophy, which goes to the best player in the college lacrosse, and he is a wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. He scored a touchdown against the Detroit Lions this past week, which is just incredible. I mean, you always hear about Chris Hogan, who I believe played lacrosse at the college level, but I also think he did football as well. And just seeing an incredible two-sport, I mean, the winning that award in the T. Wharton, it's incredibly competitive. College lacrosse is definitely at the men's level is insanely competitive. So being able to dominate in that sport and then also succeed in the NFL is incredible. I mean, great job by Jared there.
So Jack's now ripping the women's lacrosse community, saying that the college level women's lacrosse is insanely competitive. Was that comparing the two or no?
No, I was comparing it more to like the NLL and the PLL, not women's. Strictly in the men's community. And the
Okay,
NLL
Jack.
are competitive, but
You
I
got
mean,
Florida
those
women's lacrosse players breathing down your neck already with your wing choice and your burrito. So you can't afford any gray area there, man.
No. Strictly talking the men's lacrosse, professional and collegiate leagues within each other.
So Jared is from Longwood, Florida, which is impressive that he played lacrosse in college anyway. He played lacrosse at Maryland, arguably the best program for men's and women's in the country. Lacrosse wise, we had Taylor Cummings on. Shout out to TC. Absolute stud. Tour-a-thon winner multiple times. So then he goes to Ferris State. Ferris State. Does anybody know where Ferris State is? I don't.
I'm gonna guess somewhere in the South. That's just it sounds like a Southern or like a Texas school.
Justin, any guesses?
I'll say South Carolina.
I would say no. Where Ferris State is located in. Hold on. It just came up, then it disappeared. Ferris State, Big Rapids, Michigan. So, again, not the best for media and radio here, folks, podcasting, because we're delaying and searching things, but pretty impressive for him to go from Ferris State to the NFL to now scoring a touchdown to winning a Tour-a-thon trophy. Pretty impressive. I just wanted to bring that up on the pod, and I appreciate you talking about it, Jack, because the grind is unreal at the bottom of the NFL for players like him, for players like myself, trying to get into the league, trying to stay in the league, and then when you stay in the league, try not to get cut and stay relevant and recreate yourself. But there's a guy that's playing wide out in the NFL and is a great athlete and makes a big time catch, huge catch in the preseason game against Detroit where Atlanta won. So yeah, pretty impressive stuff. Jack, let's talk about the USFL thing. Can you run through those numbers real quick? I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, so the USL recently released how many of their players from their inaugural season have been signed by an NFL team. And amongst the 8 franchises, 5 of them have over 5 players signed in the NFL, and all of them have had at least 3 players signed. So, I mean, it's incredible. The Stallions lead the pack with 7. The Generals with 6. The Stars with Philadelphia Stars also 6, 2 with 5. So add up that number. That's about 30, 40 some USFL players who've made an NFL roster, which is just, I think that's an incredible amount from the inaugural season from the USFL.
It is. And it shows you that there's area, there's room, in this world for minor league football. Now, these guys could have got signed anyways, right? They could have probably they could have probably been a bottom of the roster NFL guy anyways, and like I was and I am. And you go to that league and then you say, I'm going to get more playing time. And I've been in and out. And I kind of want to rejuvenate myself and give me some tape and some film and get better. And that's what they did. So they go to USFL, they improve their game, they get reps. And I bet they're coming in with a ton of confidence because they just played football not that long ago. The COVID year, when everyone's like, man, this COVID year is tough. We came in like kind of mid-July and we had like a kind of ramp up period instead of like coming in late July and just going right into it. So I just had a lot of confidence. Like I was just blocking people and catching footballs and all this stuff in like March. And I know everyone has OTAs, but when you put pads on, it's way different, obviously. So good for those guys. Worked on their game, got picked up. There's still plenty more players in that league that will play in the league that aren't there yet. It may take them a year or so. Doesn't make them that they're not good players. It's just, a million reasons, for what's going on. So there's a lot of people commenting and reaching out to us on our streams. So we appreciate everybody watching. Again, we go live on Sundays, and we'll do a better job maybe tweeting when we're going to go live so people can watch us live as we go. It's been really fun for us to grow this show and have the ability to go live from all over the country. Justin's in Annapolis, Jack is in Philly suburbs, and I'm down here in Carolina. So long story short, it's been a great ride. A lot, not for long media. We have couple different podcasts coming in the future. I can't disclose them yet. We're holding off as much as we can, but more to come in that realm. Again, check out our friends at Breaking Bats. Check out our friends over at Bourbon with Friends, obviously here at the Colin Thompson Show. Okay. So it's time. It's time for Gatorade colors. It's time for Jack to get absolutely exposed with his take again. What do you got?
All right. So I will do my 5-1 again. It's a little bit controversial. I think this is one of my more tame takes in recent memory. Well, talking with you, hearing your stuff before, I don't know if you'll agree, but I think the general audience won't find it controversial. But coming at number 5, I have purple. I think we're gonna say it's all by colors. Nobody knows the actual flavors of these things. So number 5 is purple. 4, I have the green, the light green. I think it's lemon lime. That is my 4. Number 3, I have red. 2, I have orange. And number 1, I have any flavor in one of those sport bottles, like the little twisty cap that you can like. Any flavor that comes in those bottles is my favorite. It just tastes different, tastes better. And that is my top 5 Gatorade flavors.
Okay. So yet again, Jack Connell just absolutely embarrasses himself. 4 straight things. Jack, it's rate your favorite flavors, not your favorite bottle.
It's any flavor that comes in that bottle is better than any flavor ever. So I'm counting it as its own thing.
I understand what you're saying. Those they do taste good, but there's multiple flavors.
That would be like me saying, like, what's your favorite beer? And I'm like, anything that comes in a can. Like, what? That doesn't make sense.
That's okay. Let it go. He can't rescind it. It's too late. It's been
Too late.
printed.
I'm
Hands
not
off
going
the chess
to
piece.
rescind it. I'm standing by it. I don't care. It can't be any worse than Chipotle. It can't be any worse than the wings. So
We'll see about that. Yeah.
I die by the take. Live by a take, die by a take.
Hey, God bless you, Jack. I'm going to go mine. And number 5, I was torn with. I didn't know what to do because there's only really 4 really good flavors, in my opinion. I hate red. That is out. I hate the yellow. Excuse me, not yellow. I hate the red. I hate the white. That's brutal. But for me, I put 5 dark blue, 4 is orange, 3 that light purple is unreal, 2 that light blue is so good, and 1 the only Gatorade flavor there is, folks, and that is yellow, lemon lime, whatever you want to call it, but it is yellow. On game day, they mix up our Gatorade colors on game day. Some days we got the light purple, some days we have the blue, the light blue, the yellow. It's incredible on game day. It is so good. Obviously, they make with the vats. They don't pour the bottles in. They make the vats, so it's got maybe a little extra punch in it. So shout out to the trainers in the NFL and all football making that fresh Gatorade across the league. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff out of you. Now, Justin, do you have any? Can you give us an insight of what your list is going to look like? Just a little bit.
I'll tell you what it won't have. It won't have lemon lime. That stuff tastes like pee. I don't
What?
like purple. It's disgusting. I don't know how, especially the thought of like the people mixing it up in those big, like, that just takes me back to every crappy athletic performance I've ever had in my entire life was spent drinking that stuff. So that's like PTSD. Purple is disgusting. Dark blue is like, you're like, hey mom, can you go to the store and get blue Gatorade? And she gets that stuff. You're like, no, the other kind, the light blue. So, I mean, it's just, you guys really need to hone in and clean it up.
No yellow Gatorade?
It's so bad. I don't know how you drink it.
Oh.
It's incredible.
When we were at the Bears, they brought us Gatorade Zero, and it was the original Gatorade Zero. The taste, the taste test, I guess. They wanted to sample it on us, and we had to give our feedback to like the Gatorade people. It was pretty cool. I loved it. Now I haven't had the other Gatorade Zero. I think it's pretty good. The problem is Gatorade is really, guys, is like, people think you drink Gatorade like all the time, but it's like loaded with a lot of sugar and stuff. So it's like, it's good for us to maybe drink during or before an event or after an athletic event. But I digress. I'm not going to be everyone's nutritionist here on the show. That's their own stuff. All right. I think we're ready for the bar of the week, guys. Breaking news. We're ready for the bar of the week. Okay. The bar of the week this week at the Colin Thompson Show is McGillen's Old Ale House in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Love McGillen's. It is in a great part of Philly, right near Center City. It's going to be right near that Sixers stadium there, Jack. It's going to be pretty cool. You're going to be able to go to a Sixers game and walk right to McGillen's after. I think McGillen's is pretty happy about that, and they're hoping for that. So McGillen's in an establishment in Philly that's been around forever. Our previous guest, R.A., Rear Admiral, was in there. He got booted off the stage during some karaoke. They're famous for their karaoke during the week. They're famous for, late night sing-alongs. They're famous for places to watch games. They're famous for their food, the ambiance. It's just an old Philly place. It's been there forever. I'm trying to think how old it is, Jack. Hold on, let me look this up because this is a part of the whole thing. It says it right
It's
on
gotta be.
the
It's like
front.
1800s or something.
Yeah, 1860, McGillen's Old Ale House, the bar of the week this week here at the Colin Thompson Show. 1860. It's been around for a while. So I'll start off with the TVs. I don't really think people are going there for the TVs, even though it's a good place to watch the game because it's got a good environment, good ambiance. TVs are a 3 out of 5. The beer's a 4 out of 5. The service is a 4 out of 5. But really, at the end of the day, guys, it's like the ambiance, the food, the bites, the eat, the apps. I don't even know. I've only ate there maybe a handful of times. It's just a great place to drink and hang out. And it's got a great vibe of Philly. The ambiance is a 5 out of 5. So I'm going to give it a score at a 16 out of 20. You can't, beat the area. You can't beat being together. Music's bumping. It's fun. It's sing-along type vibes. A ton of people there. It's got a cheers kind of atmosphere to it. So the bar of the week this week on the CT show is McGillen's Old Ale House in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. All right, boys. So we talked a little SOM. We talked a little SeatGeek. We talked a little Wealth Advisory Services. We hit on Fudge Kitchen. We talked Gatorade. We talked Bar of the Week. We touched a little tour time, which, again, I think that's so impressive. A guy that to win the Mecca, win the Heisman of college men's lacrosse, which Jack says is super competitive. I don't know what he was alluding to there. He says compared to other leagues, now women's lacrosse. So don't jump on Jack again, folks, especially the women's lacrosse team who's been hounding Jack, and they will crush you again because I don't know how you're going to make the graphic for this, Jack, for the Gatorade. What are you going to put like Gatorade bottles?
Yeah, that was actually my plan. It was actually a lot. It's difficult because like a lot of these things you can make visual. Now wing flavors all look the same. They're all some variation of red. So I had to get some lettering in there, and it kind of got a little messy. But with this, it'll be nice, clean, and simple. It'll look beautiful.
You're getting crushed. You're going to get crushed, Jack. You're going to get absolutely crushed. We got Myles Hartsfield this week coming on, guys. I buried the lead again. So Justin, who's a part of our Not For Long Media family, and guys, I keep forgetting about our boys over at Odd G's. I keep saying Breaking Bats and Bourbon with Friends, but one of our newest shows and proud members, Harry Mays and Jason Bertitas, joined us with Odd G's. So really excited to have them a part of our family again. 2 Philly sports radio legends joined us here at Not For Long Media. So check them out. Odd G's. You can get all of our podcasts, Spotify, Apple, anywhere. And again, check out our website, notforlongmedia.com. Sponsorship information. We have all the info where you can buy swag from all of our pods. So lots to discuss. But Myles Hartsfield joined us this week, guys. And Myles is a absolute stud for us here in Carolina Panthers. He's from Jersey, went to Ole Miss, went undrafted, and he's a guy who's now going on his 3rd year in the NFL and just a great guy, a business owner, has his own podcast. He had a great camp in New Jersey for kids this summer. Justin interviewed him when he came down for training camp. J.A., can you, talk a little bit about your interview with Myles?
It was great. Yeah, I mean, it was really cool to talk about all the things you just mentioned, like his youth football camp, which I know he's very proud of. His podcast, I think it's called This Is Me. It's very cool, fellow podcaster. So, I'd love to get him back on, maybe do a longer one. But yeah, and then the Ole Miss stuff I really like too, because it was, him and Matt Corral coming to Carolina. They're both there. They both went to Ole Miss. So hearing about, the Cali boy, Matt Corral, coming down there, it was very cool. So very, very proud of the way this interview turned out. And it was a lot of fun talking to him.
You did a great job. Jack did a great job with the camera work. You guys were, a hell of a team and hell of a tandem and left a great impact in Carolina. Everyone was, had nothing but great things to say about you two coming out of training camp. And obviously you guys get to cover some NFL games this weekend too here. So, we're blessed to have you guys as well as our whole team and Not For Long Media. We could not be, putting these shows and these videos and YouTubes and all the interactive stuff on social media without professionals like yourself and our team. So I appreciate you guys. I know you guys know that, but you can never say it enough. So thank you guys so much. We hope you guys continue to support our sponsors, the original Fudge Kitchen, fudgekitchens.com. Wealth Advisory Services. If you don't know them, you should. wealthadvisoryservices.com. Get some sleep, please. It is the best thing that you can do if you have trouble sleeping, falling asleep, staying asleep. It's the best. Promo code Colin. And then SeatGeek, promo code Colin Thompson, $20 off your tickets over $50. That's Jack Connell. That is Justin Ayers. I am Colin Thompson. Appreciate you guys tuning into the Colin Thompson Show. Your support through training camp. We are off to New England this week for joint practice with them and a preseason game on Friday. So without further ado, we're going to send over to the Myles Hartsfield interview. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, so we are here at Carolina Panthers training camp. My name is Justin Ayers for Not For Long Media, and I am joined by Myles Hartsfield.
Big 38, you already know the vibes. Yes, sir.
Dude, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you for hopping on here for a little bit.
Of course.
So I was reading all about your youth football camp back in New Jersey. Like, what do you like most about giving back to the community that helped set you up?
Just going back to the place you grew up, being in the place where I played Pop Warner since I was 5 years old, and seeing all the kids that are trying to be the same way. Not a lot of people make it from my town. It's a small town in Sarah, New Jersey, and it's challenging. When you don't have nobody before you to show you the ropes.
Yeah.
That's why I always go back home to do things for the kids, because I want to show them that it's possible. Don't let. I know everybody always says, "What's your plan B?" But make plan B, make plan A work. You know what I'm saying? So that's my idea of going back home and giving back.
And you get some of your Panthers teammates to come tag along, right?
Yeah. I got about 7 of my teammates to come up there. Jeremy, Champ, Keith, Madre. It was a bunch of us, and Sam.
Yeah.
All of us just had a bunch of good time. Good food. I got to show them around New Jersey, because some of them weren't from New Jersey. So being able to show them why I rep Jersey so hard, it was a good experience.
I love that, dude. So, I mean, you play a ton of positions on defense, and you're so versatile. Like, how much pride do you take in the ability to be, if and when needed, you can play anywhere, basically?
It all starts before I step on the field. It starts in the film room. Not just listening to my position, listening to what the corners got, because what happens to them affects me, and what the safeties do and what the nickel do, linebackers. Because once you get to this level, everybody affects one another. You know what I'm saying? You're in some which way and fashion, every practice, every play, you're going to affect someone. If I'm in the wrong position, I know that affect the mic. So now if somebody ever goes down, boom, they can put me in a different position. So it always happens before I step on the field. That's why I'm so prepared to play these different positions.
Did I hear that? Are you a podcaster as well?
Yes. I have my own podcast, This Is Me podcast, and a network, which is the Off Season.
That's fantastic. So what's it about? Can you give me a little preview?
Yeah, so the network itself is about giving people who want to do a podcast a platform. We buy all the equipment. We literally are in the process of, going to buy a facility and put together multiple rooms. So kids nowadays, everybody wants to be on YouTube. Everybody wants to do it. So give them an opportunity to, some people don't have the financial stability to buy all this equipment. Cameras are expensive.
Yeah.
Somebody to edit is expensive. That's what we have in our net. We have camera people, we have picture people, we have videotapers, we have cameras, all of it. So just giving people a space where they can do it and low charge and nothing crazy. And then the podcast that I do, This Is Me podcast, is just basically diving into everything outside of football, letting people, because when you get in front of these cameras, sometimes you got to be politically correct. But sometimes you want to let down your guard, ask those silly questions. Like my question is this season that we just ended was, what was your favorite Disney movies, and who do you think is going to be on the cover of the next NCAA cover? So just letting the kid come back into the life. So we get so caught up with being professional, but again, we're humans too.
I love that, dude. Yeah, absolutely. We have to check that out. You have to get on with Colin on his podcast.
Yeah, we gotta get it done.
We gotta set that up.
We gotta get it done.
Yeah, have his people talk to your people.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So how excited were you to be reunited with your old Ole Miss teammate, Matt Corral?
So excited, man. Seeing Matt come in when we was at Ole Miss, it was like Cali boy, Cali swag.
Cali cool.
Coming down to the South, it was cool. He had that everybody from Cali got that little walk to them, that little swag to them.
They're just cooler.
Yeah, they cooler in some type of way, you know what I'm saying? And then when he got drafted here, I was excited, Got him some customized cleats that had his drafted time when he got drafted, Ole Miss and the Panthers on there, because nobody, I had people here from Ole Miss, but they did stuff for me, so it was only right for me to give back to Matt. And it's the little things, like I don't play quarterback, I can't help him out with that, but welcoming him, being able to show him where to eat, what's the best places, getting him, if I got to pick him up, he can call on me. So just opening that door, because it's stressful as a rookie, and I know it's even more stressful as a rookie quarterback. So I just wanted to open up that door to show him bro, I'm here for anything you need.
Yeah, that's got to make him feel better, knowing that he steps into a situation where he knows some people. Because
Right.
I feel like that's intimidating. Somebody high round draft pick, quarterback, a lot of pressure. And he's got his buddy with him. So I think that's what does he bring as a quarterback, and what does he bring as a person?
Oh, I'll talk to him as a person, because I've known Matt for a minute now, and a fun dude who knows when to have fun but knows when to lock down and be serious. But giving person. A lot of people don't think that Matt's this giving person that, bro, he'll give you his shirt off his back if you need it. And he's just a cool dude, humble dude that just a go-getter, like trying to work for everything that he gets, and he never wants anything given to him. So I love that about Matt. And then as a player, aggressive, wants to go get that first down. If he's running somebody over, I don't know if he should do that too much in the league. We're bigger now, you know what I'm saying? So slide if you need to, but you know, somebody who's gonna go get it, you know what I'm saying, by any means necessary.
So, did I see this right? Did you have the last regular season sack of Tom Brady before he retired?
Yes, my first sack, last sack with Tom Brady, but the unofficial retired last sack of the regular season.
I mean, for 2 months there, did you just think like, damn, like that's gonna be a cool feeling?
Yeah, that was the first game I actually got to. Second game, I really got to start at safety.
Yeah.
You know, I was starting at nickel, coming off the edge, but Jeremy had went down, so I had to step into playing the boundary safety. I was more of the field safety, so that's the one who blitzes in the box, and that's what I like. I like to be around the mix. I want to take on guards. I want to be in the mix, tackle, all that stuff. So, you know, that was my best game so far, you know, 12 tackles, all that. And I think it gave me the confidence into leaping into this year of not worrying about nothing I can't control. Control what you can control. You know, let everything else play how it's supposed to play.
I love that. All right, I have one last question, then we're doing a couple quick Panthers trivia questions for you.
Woo-hoo.
I know, we're going to put you to the test.
Terrible at trivia.
I always like to end with this one. What is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
What's the best piece of advice? So it's not really advice, but when I was in college, we used to read this poem called The Wise Old Owl. So it's the wise old owl sat on the oak. The more he sat, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. And why could that be like that wise old bird? You know, that just sat with me. Like, you don't always have to have an answer for everything. There's somebody out there, there's people out there that you can learn from. Don't matter if they're younger, older, same age. So grasping everything that everybody talks about and just literally just tells you is, you know, it only enhances your knowledge more of things. So that's how I live my life. Like, you don't always have to be the biggest voice. You don't always have to be the guy first to talk.
Yeah.
You can listen and be like, okay, I like how he said that. Or I like how he's moving. It's not only about speaking, it's also about movements, how somebody's moving, how they carry themselves. And that's how I live my life, just watching people, how they move, so I can either do it just the same because they did it great, or do it a little bit better because I learned from their mistakes.
Dude, I love that. All right, I have 3 Panthers trivia questions for you. So, how many players on the roster right now went to Temple University?
Can I count for a second?
Yeah.
All right. You got Tompy.
Yep.
You got Sean. You got Sam. PJ. Keith. Robbie. I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one.
You want a hint?
Oh, Matt.
Yep, that's it.
7.
Yep.
Oh, I'm like that.
Dude, you killed that.
I'm like that. It's like Temple Nation and Baylor Nation out here.
Pretty much. Which player on the roster has made the most Pro Bowls?
Made the most Pro Bowl. Johnny Hecker?
Yep, 4.
Come on, man.
4-time Pro
Come
Bowler.
on, man. I'm like that.
All right, last question. Which player on the roster was a former 6-time Pepsi Rookie of the Week winner?
That's high school?
No, it's NFL.
Pepsi of the Week winner?
Rookie of the Week.
Rookie of the Week.
Yeah.
Who had a great rookie year? Can I get a hint? Offense or defense?
Offense.
Offense. Okay, that breaks it down. Christian? Oh, no.
No.
Your face didn't tell me yes. So,
New guy.
new guy.
I'm talking brand new.
Brand new. Higgins? Higgins?
Baker.
Bake?
Yeah.
I forgot that he was brand new.
Yeah. This has been awesome. You're the man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for hopping on.